Oh, Wet and Gushy.
Wet and Gushy?
WAP, the acronym. So yeah, how do you feel
I
about?
thought it was Wet Ass
It,
Pussy.
it is, and then the undercurrent is we got some holes in this house. There's some holes in this house. There's some holes. So
When I first heard the song, first of all, I heard all the hoopla,
okay,
I heard everything. People coming against it, the sound, the news, Twitter, all of that. And I was like, yo, what is this? You know what I'm saying? I tuned in, went on YouTube, checked it out, listened to it, watched it. I mean, the video ain't nothing from what we haven't been seeing in the last 5 years in hip hop, coming from females. It's nothing different.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
right,
The songs ain't much different either. You follow what I'm saying?
right,
There's a bunch of songs like that. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Uh, and I listened to the song. I was like, yo, I hate this music. I hate this era. But the song wasn't that bad. You follow what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I'm looking at her, you know what I'm saying, as an artist. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting there, I'm listening.
Her, which one? Both of them?
Cardi.
Okay. Okay.
Cardi kind of killed it a little more than the other one.
Yeah?
But I'm looking at it from Cardi just fit on that beat better. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it was her song, so.
Yeah, and she
know.
couldn't get outshined by it. You know what I'm saying?
I hope not, man. Yeah.
But the message that it's sending. All right, there's been 1,000 songs that came out like that in the last few years. We already know. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But the irony of it is everybody has a problem with this, but it's the highest streamed song ever. It's breaking records. Not ever, but it's been.
It's
broke
setting-
a couple.
it's setting records.
Setting crazy records.
Which frightens me that it's doing that. And you can't say that a large part of it is not out of the curiosity of people that just want to download it. When you download it or stream it, you pretty much make a commitment. I came in on watching the video like as soon as it popped off. I said, let me look at the video. So I got the song and the video. And immediately I was impressed with the menagerie, the pageantry, the color, the moving patterns and the white tigers and all of that was beautiful. And I loved how Cardi and Megan, they gel well together. They fit well together. I loved how they didn't hold back. Like you could tell they have a mutuality, a mutual respect for each other. And then I looked at Kylie Jenner and I'm like, why is she in this video? And I understand she has 181 alleged Instagram followers, so that was a chess move on. You know what I mean? I'm saying. I mean,
I wouldn't say
the reason
because their brand is there.
She allegedly
Okay.
over evaluated the her what her brand was worth.
Okay.
Right, a fraudulent billionaire. Now everybody's saying no. There's another sister. I forget her name. But she's the one, I forget, it's a sister that has a cosmetic line. She's on the books as an official black billionaire. Whereas,
black. They're black.
yeah, no, I'm saying, no, not Kylie Jenner. There's another
Oh, okay,
one
I'm sorry.
that's official, right?
Gotcha.
And Kylie, I don't know if it's her, but she has been touted as being a billionaire when she is not a billionaire.
Okay.
It's almost like the Beats by Dre. Everybody was like, oh, Dre is a billionaire. No, he's not a billionaire. He's in the high hundreds of millions, but he's not officially a billionaire yet. So people take statistics and they run with the numbers, and it's
they
like
take worth and value and they mix it too.
right,
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So the thing with Kylie Jenner, I get why Cardi B was like, we gotta have her in there because she has a lot of followers. Whether some of them are bots or not is irrelevant. She has way more followers than we do, and I get it. But I didn't like the message that it sends, and I didn't like how she pressed up and it's like she's the madam there and they're working for her and all. Like there's a lot of messages I didn't like about that whole thing.
Gotcha.
I didn't like the undercurrent. There's some
I only
hoes
watched
in
the
this
video
house.
once. I didn't get all of that.
They're calling it a women's empowerment movement. I don't get that. How is it empowering to be hypersexualized and at the cost of how many? I have a granddaughter. I don't want her singing that song. I don't want to see her dancing to it. I don't want to see her being affiliated with it at all. So what are you bringing to the table with this outside of feeding a machine where more children can be born or aborted or, adrenochromed and all of that. Like, I see the much bigger implication of it as opposed to the immediate gratification of a club song. You can't even go to a club anyway. Like, I don't understand what the hype is about outside of that. What is it worth? What is this song worth to an evolved or awakened person who's aware? What is it doing for you, and what message does it send, and how is it that it's empowering women instead of doing the opposite? I'm not impressed by the fact that it's like it set a record and broke all the records at the most highly streamed song in a short amount of period. That's not that actually scares me.
Yeah, because it shows where we're at. It shows where we're at. Yeah. Right. It's a reflection of us.
Absolutely. And I have to subtract myself out of it. You know what I mean? So.
What you mean by that?
When you say us, that's like inclusive of us. I'm not a fan. I'm not a stan or fan.
I didn't mean me.
I'm an observer. I'm an observer.
I
I'm looking. I'm like,
culture.
wow, that's what's happening. Right, I got you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man. I'm saying. It'll be didactically clear, man. And at the end of the day, I'm sure the Cardi probably doesn't care about all of the question marks and all of that stuff because she's more aligned with whatever the alleged success of this song means to her career and all of that, So it's very, very interesting.
Right.
Yeah, man.
It's funny, right? Because we can go back. Yo, there been some good games so far, Lenny. Some good games. We can go back 20 years. No, we can go back 23 years. Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, 1998. Right. Her one and only album, aside from the Fugees, but still, you know what I mean?
Right.
Her as a solo artist.
Right.
Her one and only album, one of the greatest albums to ever be released. That goes in the top 25 albums of all time.
Of all time? Well, I wouldn't say that.
All right, top 50.
I wouldn't say that. I'm just saying
that. You wouldn't.
Okay.
But I'm saying that. All right? Okay. I'm saying
it's a good album,
I'm gonna give it top 50 albums of all time. I'm gonna give it that. I'll say that.
Okay.
Top 50 albums of all time.
Okay.
The consciousness. You know what I'm saying?
Let's be fair and say top 20 in hip hop, top 20 hip hop records of all time. I think that's fair. You can't say of all time because music is so much more broader than that.
No, I'm not going to say hip hop.
Put her
because it transcended hip hop. She had songs on those albums that were more R&B soul.
Right,
but greater than the hip hop songs on that album.
She's touted and seen as a hip hop artist because that's how she was introduced.
But that don't matter.
I think it's more fair to put it in that genre, in that category, as opposed to, putting her along with Aretha Franklin, and that's not right. That's almost as preposterous as Garth Brooks being put in a category doing it. And I'll never forget this. It was a Grammy Award show. It was Will Smith, some other rap dude, and Garth Brooks.
Album of the
year.
That was for the album of the year.
And the winner was Garth Brooks. Garth Brooks got up, he picked up the award, he looked at it, and he said, I want to thank, everyone who voted for me, and yada, 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 but I'm smart enough to know that I should not have been in this category. So, with all due respect, I'm going to leave this award right here.
All right.
Same thing with Zoe Saldana. She should have known not to take the role of Nina Simone, because there's so many other women that fit that better. Why should you nepotistically benefit for that? I don't care. But see, that's why Suge Knight at the time and people like him were so much more regaled, because they stayed in your place, stayed behind the scenes. That's what I liked about RZA and let's just say Raekwon's album. RZA was like, yo, all right, I'm gonna give you all these beats, and I'm gonna stay in the background. And when it's time for me to come out, I'll come out. But this is y'all's turn to rock. There's a lot more power and influence when somebody knows where they stand, what their position is, instead of going outside of that position, and now you're infringing and encroaching on, and now you got a backlash because people didn't want to see you as Nina Simone. I would have rather seen India Arie or somebody else that fits the bill better.
I agree.
You took
It
an
turned out
opportunity
hard,
that wasn't exactly, and it's
And not only did she not look
now
like
it will
her,
forever
she couldn't
define
even
her.
act her. Yeah,
Come
she
on,
couldn't
man,
act
and she's a good actress, but you still ain't her. The spirit is just not there.
Yeah, you're right about that.
So certain things we have to turn down, and sometimes it works better for you when you have the kind of the character. I didn't know who Garth Brooks was. I mean, I heard his name. I know he's a jolly old dude and everything, but he garnered my. I get it, and I became an appreciator of Garth Brooks from that point on,
Right.
because he showed me his character is erudite, straight like that. So it's really ultimately about the character of a person, man. That I think it sustains you past the fad of the moment.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
This character is always going to be vetted out when people find out that you're stealing people's music, you're not giving people the credit that they deserve. Like somebody would, I'm not going to say her name. A Latina chick from the Bronx allegedly does a lot. When I found out that she was doing all of that and I investigated it, I immediately became an unfan. I'm like, I can't be a fan because this is the kind of person you are. I'm not a fan of bad character, and your talent is a charade. You're a fraud. If you're taking somebody's identity and you're pontificating that you're that person, why would I continue to be a fan of yours when that's not intrinsically who you are? Mm-hmm. It's like what Big Bank Hank did to, what's the man, your man from the Cold Crush Brothers?
Grandmaster Caz.
Grandmaster Caz, come on, man. You took his entire rap book, stole it, rewrote it, remixed it, changed the word around here and there.
Is that the facts?
That's the facts. That's the facts. And it's like, right now, and even though Big Bank Hank is not here anymore, he's deceased. But the moment everybody found that out,
he was a bouncer.
He was a bouncer, right?
In the club, yeah.
He was a manager, but he never should have did that. He never should have did that. He should have been like, look, Sylvia Rone, let me pull my man into the group, or...
Oh, they was peoples.
Yeah, there was peoples. He was Grandmaster Caz's manager, man. He was his manager, so he took all, and that's why, I don't know if you know that song Fresh Wild Fly and Bold. Mm-hmm. That whole verse that Grandmaster Caz spit at the end, it's about Big Bang Hank. You just bit my rhymes, didn't pay no tax. How could you take the music from someone else, put it on wax? The whole verse is about Big Bang Hank. So again, the inequity of character that people have when they do things like this, when that comes out years down the line, it automatically cancels everything that people thought that you was about, and it's not worth it. You know what I mean?
But that's not what I was saying about Lauryn Hill.
Right. So
my
right.
point about Lauryn Hill was what she came out with and the sound that she had. They had to make sure they destroyed that. You follow what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And come with your little kids, put them in the forefront. Your Foxy Browns, your Trinas, you know what I'm saying? All these other unconscious females.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say they're unconscious, but their music wasn't what Lauren's was.
Right.
You follow what I'm saying?
It was the second death of conscious hip hop, because the first wave was in '91 with NWA. Prior to that,
Public
Arrested
Enemy.
Development, Public Enemy,
Arrested
Poor
Development
Righteous
came after
Teachers.
that, but prior to that was Public Enemy. Right.
Right.
You know that, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And NWA came, and listen, none of us could front on the EP that came out first. It was so dope. Mm-hmm. And then the album came and just killed everything.
Yeah.
So that put it into all the conscious, the self-destruction movement, stop the violence movement, all of that became passe. It's awful,
Yeah.
So yeah, Lauryn Hill definitely marked the second wave or the second death or the female, the female,
But you listen to it.
the female destruct. I don't know what you want to call it.
Listens to most dudes rock a lot of the songs from their females. You follow what I'm saying?
Right.
Their females turn them on
Of
to a lot of the
course.
songs.
Of course.
You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
In a lot of cases, she winds up being a leader in that. You know what I mean? She's a leader in a lot of things.
Right.
So if you could kill the leader, if you could destroy that leader, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Cut the head off and the body follows. Right.
Not saying she's the head.
Right.
Not implying that. You know what I'm saying? But as far as music goes and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
What do you think happened to her? Why did she became so eccentric, man? Was it the exposure to Rohan Marley? I mean, what was it that, she became like, don't look me in the eye, or I gotta have this, and she became very, very eccentric. Yeah, I'm talking about back then. Did the fame accelerate that inside of her? Was it already dormant? I mean, what was it? What do you think in your
Maybe it
opinion?
was the experiences. It was just the experiences that she was going through, stuff that was happening. Who knows? You know what I mean? But the reality is, what we do know about her is what the media fed us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's all we know.
Right.
You know what I mean? People say this, people say that. All right. We know she went to jail. You know what I mean? You know, she had the situation with, her husband or whatever. At least that's what, we're told. You know what I mean? But all the nervous breakdowns and all that other stuff.
I wonder if she was she was influenced by MK Ultra or mind control, man. I wonder.
Why you say that?
Well, again, someone gets certain sonic beams radiated towards them or transmitted towards them, and then the next thing you know, they're having breakdowns and they're becoming, she wasn't like that before her success.
Well, let me ask you
Not
this.
that we knew.
But you and I know a lot of people that's in the industry. You know what I'm saying? It's a ton on you, having to be a celebrity and have to balance that life.
Right.
And that's a lot, bro.
Right.
It ain't for the average person.
No,
man.
It's not for the faint of heart, man. You got to be built for that.
Bro. It's not. So that'll break down anybody, man.
Right.
There's a lot of people that we know, or I'm not even gonna say people we know. There's probably people that you know that had breakdowns, but you don't know.
Right.
You didn't hear about it.
Right.
You don't know what they're suffering. You don't know the medication that they're on. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You've been in the industry, and you know where this industry
It's a lot of pressure.
pushes you, man.
A lot of pressure, man.
That's a lot, man.
And when you say dehydrated, a lot of times, he was dehydrated. A lot of times, that's a euphemism. He went out of his mind for a minute. He caved into the pressure.
Yeah,
What I mean? I'll never forget what happened to Martin Lawrence. That was crazy. And the poor Martin, Martin hasn't really been the same, man, since like.
He hasn't.
No, man. Martin is gone, man.
I ain't gonna say he's gone, but he definitely ain't the same Martin.
A lot of the energy that we, that brashness, man. It's the same thing with Mike Tyson, man. I think when people are medicated, it really dulls that, whatever that wild card light is that they had that made us attracted to them in the first place, man. So when I look at Martin and Bad Boys, 4? 3. When I look at Martin and Bad Boys 3, he feels so restrained, man. There's certain places he can't go anymore, even as an actor, because I think that part of him is dead, man, and that's really sad.
I mean, but not only that, with age, you lose it as well. You lose it. Not everybody has the same that they had when they first came out.
But Martin, though, man, like he can't do anymore. Now I don't know if it's attributed or it's because of his age. I don't think that's what I don't think that's what the catalyst was.
No, I wasn't talking about Martin.
Yeah.
I was talking about just speaking in general.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
age and fire, that fire goes out.
Right.
Your age catches up.
Right.
You follow what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, it's like we was talking about earlier. You know what I mean? That hunger. When you first get on, you got that hunger. So your creative juices is flowing.
Right.
You trying to get out of poverty.
Yeah,
it's
man.
hard to make that same fire when you out of poverty, bro.
I know.
When you
man.
up here and
Exactly.
you got that big house
and
man. Cars, and you ain't gotta check your credit card before you go spending, before you go swiping. That's different, bro.
It is.
That's different, man.
You ain't lying, man.
Let me check my balance first.
Yes, success, man. Success is definitely, it can do that to people. You're right.
Yeah, man. All right.
See what kind of music, you make when you're like, happy and full and you don't have to worry about bills. Is that intent still there?
That grind.
I'm trying to tell you. It's like Jamiroquai. That's why, I say you got to really love what you're doing, man. And if it's not coming from love, man, that fuel's not going to be there.
Yep.
It's a different set of tools you're working with now.
Yep.
Because spirit of lack and poverty and not having enough, that's a tool that you use, man. That's a main ingredient in the stew that you cook.
It's a driving force. Yeah, you're right.
That's right, bro.
Yeah, that's a main ingredient.